If you're anything like me, you want to do your absolute best to make sure that you're prepared for the ski season. Now, for me, that is making sure that my legs are feeling great, feeling strong, feeling ready to go. So I'm going to take you through everything I do in my gym day to get prepared for the ski season. I'm a qualified ski instructor who's spent quite a bit of time out on the snow, so, this is all mainly coming from experience. Now, is any of this necessary? No. Me personally, I like to have confidence, and for anyone who's skied out there before, you know that skiing, half of it is confidence, and if you can go into the ski season feeling confident, feeling ready, having no worries about, oh, am I going to be tired, this, that, whatever, yeah, that confidence is going to translate into your skiing, and I think personally that lets you have way more fun out there on the snow. So, enough said, let's get into it. Starting off the day, we're getting some stretching in, loving it. I usually do this for about 5 to 10 minutes just to get the muscles nice and warm, get everything nice and loose, nice and flowy. I have only put about 2 stretches in just to show you as a clip, just as an example. I do a lot of groundwork, just trying to get the hips nice and open and everything ready, getting the quads warm, the hamstrings warm, just to make sure that I'm prepared and ready for the day. Anyways, moving on to some elevated toe raises here. Boy oh boy, if you've never done this movement before, I'm telling you, it is killer, but only a good thing. Yeah, it works everything from the front of your shins to all the muscles around and incorporating your knee. It is fantastic. I enjoy it so much, and I found that my knees, over 2 weeks I've been doing this, and my knees have already seen a great improvement in strength. Anyways, you keep your quads flexed. Yeah, you find a little elevation, whether that's a plate on the floor or a step like I've got here. Yeah, you get your heels on the edge, make sure you can come nice and slow on the way down on the eccentric, and drive your toes upwards towards yourself on the way up, and you'll feel a nice squeeze around your knees, really working the muscles around there. Honestly, my favorite thing for strengthening the knees right now. With those toe raises, I usually do about 2 to 3 sets just to really warm up the knees, just to start off the leg day. I feel like if you've got warm knees at the start of a leg day, that is exactly what you'll want, and you'll find yourself enjoying the leg day a lot more. All the movements will become a lot smoother, and honestly, who doesn't want that? Let's be real. Now, in terms of warming up, that's pretty much everything done. We're ready to tackle the leg day and get into it. Now, with my recent leg day in preparation for the ski season, my leg days have consisted of knee training and knee strengthening with a bit of explosive movement just to try and get the knees ready, because I found that at the end of last season my knees were definitely the thing that I needed to work on. I found myself being quite sluggish and tired, and my knees were rather sore and tender a little bit towards the end of last season. So it's just something I want to improve for myself, just to try and better myself and make sure that I can feel as confident as possible when I get out there on the snow. So to do that, we'll start off with some single leg split squats, weighted, and I get that front leg elevated so all the tension is focused on and strengthening the muscles around the knee. I do about 2 sets of this for each leg. So obviously I'll do a set for the left now, which I'm doing, move on to the right, rest, and then do another set for each leg, really focusing on keeping that tension around the knee. Now, you can use your back leg, obviously, as balance and support, but you can also use it towards the end of the set. You can use that to help just drive the weight up just at the last bit, because obviously towards the end of the set you're going to be a bit more fatigued in that one leg. Anyways, moving on, we got heel and toe taps. These are great, not only for your core and stabilization, obviously because you're needing to balance. In terms of that, I do recommend trying to keep your eyes forward just to get the balance perfect. It is pretty difficult if you end up looking down. You'll notice I do it a couple times through this recording, and I do end up nearly toppling over. So just try and keep your eyes forward. It will help a lot for your balance. Balance obviously being a great thing to practice as well in terms of getting ready for the ski season. But this again, a knee-focused exercise, working on that explosiveness and the strength of the knee. I'm loving this exercise recently, and I'd highly recommend it for anyone out there who's got either weak knees or just wants to improve their knee strength. So yeah. So, as you can tell, I start off my leg days usually with some ski-focused exercises, really targeting the knee, trying to get that knee strength up, and basically moving from there. I do give myself a little rest, as you can see now here, so I transition from the ski targeted movements, and then I transition into a more of a bodybuilding approach to training my legs, where I do quad focused, hamstring focused, and then calf focused, all in the same leg day. Try and get the hypertrophy in, train hard, train heavy, and as I say that, we move into some leg extensions. Leg extensions are my favorite thing for quad growth. Honestly, I don't know what it is. It could be the fact that you could easily get the movement to failure. It could be just the way it feels, the burn and the pain you can get from it. Obviously, it's a good pain, you know, and mastering that is going to do great things for you. Anyway, basically, just bottom of the line, I enjoy this movement so much. It's also probably got something to do with the fact that I literally can't squat because my left knee just decides, you know what, no, I'm not going to let you do that. So, I resort to this, but it is not a bad thing and I enjoy it like hell. I did about 2 to 3 sets of that, and then from there moving on into some warm-ups for some RDLs. For those of you who don't know, RDLs is Russian deadlifts. Basically a movement to target the glutes, hamstrings, and your lower back as well, but mainly those glutes and hamstrings. Now, I have deadlifted about 2 days ago, so my lower back is not in the best of states. That's why we got the good old belt on, but you know, we'll see what we can make happen, man. Hello, it's my post-production self here again. I thought I'd just add a quick note to this, basically just to give you some tips on how I do my RDLs. I basically focus on not doing a ton of volume for these, just focusing on getting myself to failure as quickly as possible. For that, obviously, you do need a considerable amount of weight to make sure that you can get to failure within, well, I'd say 10 reps. Anyways, focusing on keeping those feet about shoulder width apart, coming nice and slow down on the eccentric, and powering up through with the upward movement. When it comes to the actual weight training, like the lifting part of this leg routine, I do make sure that I do go to failure on all my exercises, whether that's leg extensions or RDLs, Russian deadlifts for those who don't know, or calf training or anything like that, just to make sure that my muscles are growing and getting stronger. For those of you who don't know, you bring your muscle to failure, breaks down that muscle tissue a little bit, you then go home, rest, recover, sleep, the muscle builds itself back up, and next time you come to train your legs, they'll be stronger, better prepared, and bigger hopefully. So, you know, that's the goal with this. And finishing off the leg day, as per usual, I always do this at the end of my leg days with some calf training. You can do this on either a Smith machine like I'm doing here, or you can do it on a leg press, whichever you prefer really. I usually go for the Smith machine just because I feel like it gives me that nice full range of motion. Anyways, I'd already warmed up here, and as per usual, I do about 2 or 3 sets depending on how I'm feeling. I believe I did about 2 sets today. Really making sure, again, same thing with the RDLs, nice and slow down on the eccentric, that being the down movement, and powering up through, focusing on building that explosiveness for when we get skiing. And of course, as per usual, throwing in a little bit of cardio towards the end of the workout. Did about 10 minutes on max incline on the treadmill. Anyways, thanks for watching.